guys, it is your girl Carrie, and as promised, I am going to share with you how to put together a very inexpensive but lovely dessert slash candy bar for Easter. And I'm going to follow the same exact principles that I followed when I put together my $35 Easter tablescape. I am going to put together this candy bar for $25, and that is going to include both food and my decor. So again, the principles that I followed with my tablescape was to start with what you already have, add a few pieces that will fit your theme, and then add in your food. So here, as you can see in the center, there is a bike, a brass bike, and I love this bike. I've had it for many years, and that is my showstopper centerpiece. This is what's going to set off my entire table. And again, when people come to your home and they see, how the food is displayed, we all first eat with our eyes and then our stomachs. So you want to make sure that the eyes feast on something beautiful. And you can take very ordinary items that you really wouldn't consider to be extraordinary, and the way you present them will make your mouth water. So let's start with the decor that we actually, brought into this space. As you can see at the top of my bay windows, I have 3 grapevine wreaths. These grapevine wreaths were up during the Christmas season also. They just had Christmas florals in there. They had berries in them. And all I did was exchange them out for, for the spring decor, spring florals. And so in order to decorate these for spring, I ended up spending $2 for the decor inside each wreath. I already had the wreaths, and so what I did was I added, I don't know if you guys saw these little bunnies in the Dollar Tree this spring season. I picked up 3 of these bunnies, and I just cut out a piece of fabric, burlap fabric, and attached it to that. And I already had all of the embellishments that I put around the bunny's neck, and then I just stuck on a little tail. I keep a bunch of these on hand at home just to use as filler when I'm decorating different things for my tables. So I already had that bunny tail. And I did pick up a bunch of flowers from the Dollar Tree to, embellish the side with the peach flowers. So that was $2 for that. And then the bunny over here, instead of doing the peach flowers, I picked up this, these little, sprigs and stuck that in there. And 2 of those like that are flanking each side of the window. So that was just $6 to accomplish that decor up there. And then down here, I just picked up 3 more little bunches of flowers from the Dollar Tree. So that was just $3 added to the decor. You can use fresh flowers instead of these fake ones as you get closer to your event, or you can just leave the fake flowers there. This is just a little kiddie table, so that will be perfectly fine. So the next part of our decor is this very cute little Easter bunny. And I believe this is supposed to be used to put your dyed eggs in, but I am going to use it for another purpose. And I picked this up from the Goodwill, and it was $1.51. I picked it up last summer, and it was a green tag item, so I was able to get it for 75 cents because it was 50% off. So I thought this was very cute. It's a little, bunny, and what I ended up doing was this. I made these cute little ice cream cones, these faux ice cream cones. And what you do is just take a ice cream cone and some cotton candy, and you can pick both of these items up from the Dollar Tree and just put them in a piping bag, like if you have the disposable cake, icing piping bags, and tie it with a little, a little bow, a little piece of ribbon. And there you have something really cute, very cost effective. Another alternative to the cotton candy is to fill it with either, malt milk balls, or you can do M&Ms, or you can do jelly beans, or anything like that. And so there you have it. And after you just fill up the entire bunny with your various treats, either the M&Ms or the cotton candy, whatever you want to use, I think children would look at that and say, oh my gosh, I want some. And it's very inexpensive. All you need is the cones. You get 12 cones for $1, and then you can buy the tub or the bucket of cotton candy for $1, and 1 bucket of cotton candy will fill up 6 cones. So if you need all 12 cones filled, it will cost you $3 to do this. If you just want to do a half a dozen of cones, it will cost you $2. And here's what the cones look like. It's the Georgian Times cones from the Dollar Tree. And I don't have the bucket left of the cotton candy because my children ate it up, but here's some more cotton candy. They also have the fluffy stuff, Cottontails cotton candy, and this will run you $1, but these will only fill up about 4 of the cones. Next up is in the back. You always want to kind of get a few apothecary jars for your tables when you're setting up buffets. And what you want to do in here, right now I just have some fake flowers to kind of fill it up and give it some fluff and dimension. But on the day of, when I'm actually doing the setup, you want to go ahead and fill these with what I call filler candies or filler foods, because it creates, you know, the look of a lot of candy, but not a lot of candy being in here. For example, I wouldn't want to fill this jar with, you know, small jelly beans. It would take a ton of jelly beans to fill up this, you know, up this jar. You want to think about volume. Volume means how much space something takes up. And one jelly bean is compared to maybe a large marshmallow or maybe some popcorn or something like that, or cheese balls. That's what you want to fill that up with. So one of these vessels, I have 2 of these apothecary jars flanking each side. One is going to be filled up with white cheese balls. They usually sell the white cheddar cheese balls around the springtime and call them Cottontails. So that's going to go in one. And then over on the other one, we're going to fill that one up with popcorn. And again, 1 bag of each of those will fill up these vessels entirely. So for $2, I can get these vessels filled up. If I were to try to do it with jelly beans, it would be well over, you know, at least 20 to 30 packs of these. $30 to fill up 1 vessel. So that's a quick tip. When you're filling up your larger jars, use filler items that take up a lot of volume. The same concept holds true for these penny jars, these penny candy jars. I fill these up with marshmallows, and these will make a fun project because you can just dye marshmallows instead of dyeing Easter eggs. You can do dyed marshmallows and they will come out very, very pretty. So a package of marshmallows, the large marshmallows, are just $1. You can pick those up for $1. And then over here in this penny jar, penny candy jar, I just filled it up with the sugar wafers. And you can pick a package of sugar wafers up from the Dollar Tree, and they come 20 in a pack, and there's 2 crackers in each, 2 sugar wafers in each package. So there's 40 sugar wafers for $1, and that fills this up nicely. And my children love sugar wafers. And another tip when doing your candy bars, you don't have to do everything candy. Kids just want junk and sweets, so every single item does not have to be a candy item. So far we showed cotton candy, cheese balls, sugar wafers, popcorn, and all this stuff can be purchased inexpensively. The next tip I want to share is that if your food or your candies do not match your decor, because it can be very expensive to go out and try to, you know, pricey to go out and try to buy all the candies that match the color scheme of your party, or get, you know, items, dessert items custom made to match your party decor. One thing you can do is just embellish it with papers and things like that. And a lot of times kids really don't want all that fancy gourmet candies. They want their regular candies, Sour Patch Kids, Sour Warheads, the candies that absolutely does not match anything. So what do? You just use these toilet paper rolls and fill them up with the candies that your children truly enjoy. And all you have to do after that is just take, in this case, I just took a napkin from the Dollar Tree. I already had these napkins on hand, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to take this napkin and wrap this napkin around my toilet paper roll, and you end up with something like this. You just add embellishments towards the ends of it, and you have a really cute item, and you have candy in there that your children would enjoy, and no one knows that it does not match your decor. And you can do this very, very inexpensively, as opposed to trying to buy candies to match the decor. So I filled all of these toilet paper rolls up with various candies, and again, I only spent $2 worth of candy inside the bird cage. Okay, so moving right along, I'm sure you guys remember these bird cages that were on my table for my tablescape, Easter tablescape. I'm just showing you another way that you can incorporate this into your dessert bars. These would be the perfect size to put in a cupcake or something like that for decor, and you know, make your cupcakes look really jazzy. And so I think that's really cute. We'll put that there, and I won't put cupcakes in here right now because my family will devour everything. And to be quite honest, the reason that I have little eggs in this bunny right now and flowers in the apothecary jars are because my children ate up all the YouTube candy. And what I mean is I had stuff to fill everything up, and my husband and children ate everything and said, "Oh, Mom, I thought you already taped already." And they ate it all. So again, when you try to do things ahead of time, it sometimes backfires because your kids and husband will eat things up, so just bear with me. Let's move right along. Here would be cute if you wanted to do favors, inexpensive favors for someone or the kids as they went home. And what I did was with this, these are again marshmallows that you could pick up from the Dollar Tree, and they're $1 for a pack, and this fills up this bottle very nicely. And what I plan on doing is taking this, and you can just put a little pack of Rice Krispies with the instructions attached to it so that they can make individual Rice Krispie treats in the shape of spring shapes, bunnies or what have you. And that would be very inexpensive to give. You just tie a little string, a bow, and then the Rice Krispies and the instructions on it. And you can get these little bottles for about $1 at Target. The next little piece of decor is this little metal bunny right here. I also picked this up from the Goodwill, and this was actually 99 cents, 50% off, so this was 50 cents for this little bunny. And again, I have the plastic eggs in here, but I would fill these with little various candies that the kids can come by and just grab. And then on here, I just put some Peeps going around. You can't have Easter without Peeps, so these are Peep Chicks, and I put those out. And there are some more jars and bird cages. And then here are our little bunnies, and they just have some little candies in there. You can put jelly beans or anything like that in there. So guys, this is how I set up my buffets and my candy bars, very inexpensively but with a lot of impact. And I hope you guys will be able to put something together nice for your family and your friends this holiday season. And until next time, I am going to keep calm and carry on. Bye guys.